Merry Christmas, citizens of the verse! The email went out today, and it is official. 3.0 is going out live for everybody. Everybody in the world. And you, and me, and everyone else. So, one thing, well, not just one thing, but a few things I want to mention. Just a few really quick tips before I get a chance to go ahead and do my full Alpha 3.0 how-to beginner's guide video. One thing that you're going to need to do going into Alpha 3.0 is the game is stable, but there's a lot of bugs still. There's a lot of bugs. Right now, shopping is bugged, at least when I was last in here. Shopping was bugged. I was having problems trying to buy armor and shotgun. If I can think clearly enough to go to where I can buy something, I can show you that. But right now, buying stuff is a little glitchy. Moby-Glass can be glitchy. In my last playthrough, it stopped working for some reason. Yep, see, this is what happens when you try to buy something right now. It just brings up your Moby-Glass. So shopping, it was working stably, and now it's not. Next build, hopefully they're going to be releasing regular builds with Alpha 3.0, especially since there's still a lot of stuff in the game that's broken. Moby-Glass, when I was last playing a few minutes ago, I did a live stream. I finished that up. I couldn't enter into Moby-Glass anymore. Normally you hit F1, you go into Moby-Glass. Something happened in the game. It just stopped working. It pretty much breaks a whole bunch of stuff because you can't access air traffic control to land, you can't get landing pads to open up, you can't use the star map if you're in a ship that doesn't have that integrated. So there's just a couple, I mean, lots of stuff. The Caterpillar still has a lot of bugs going on in it. A lot of ships are still a little glitchy, but the game is stable. So you will be able to play. You can expect that you should be able to stay online for hours and hours on end. We'll see once everyone comes flooding in, but the game does seem to be stable at this point. Frames per second, well, let me just bring that up. Right now I've been getting about 25-ish frames per second. That includes while outside flying around. I should probably spawn a ship or something like that. But yes, 25 frames, up to 30 frames if you're away from things. Even at Levski, it seems to be fairly stable. Some places you're going to lose some frame rates, so don't expect the frame rate to be as rock solid as you might want it. Now, you've been seeing a lot of people in the public test universe have had access to all these ships. I don't expect you're going to have access to all these, but I'm just going to spawn something just so I have something to do while talking here. But yes, do expect a lot of things to not be working, or working kind of. Let's see, pad A8. So some things are going to be kind of working, some things won't be working. Hopefully they will maintain the update cycle they have with the PTU, where they've gotten new builds out on a semi-daily basis. Hopefully at least weekly they'll be pushing new builds out, so that the game gets more polished, more finished. Like I mentioned, the Caterpillar has a lot of bugs. The turrets don't work in the Caterpillar right now. If you get out of the pilot seat in the Caterpillar while it's going, it's going to reset its speed to 0. There's still some geometry things where if you get too close to the side, I mean, that's just another example. There's lots of issues. But the game is stable, but don't expect it to be polished. So as long as you're not expecting it to be polished, you'll have a good time. If you're expecting something that's polished and 100% working, well, I'm sorry, it's not there yet, but it will be there eventually. So one last tip here, just as I try to take off, that I will pass on to you. You've probably been watching people stream. You're going to have to maybe relearn controls a little bit. Make sure you go through your keyboard mappings. Hold down F to open up the interaction. That's a little bit different, and then you got to look around and get things turned on. But I think the one major tip they'll give that's worked out for me, I've been doing this since the start, is as soon as you take off, because there's probably going to be some griefers out there, but once you take off, you get your landing gear up, and you take off. What I like to do is just go to secondary afterburner speed. So you just go in a straight line, hit your afterburners. There's another glitch where for some reason throttle likes to go weird when you get out of the Armistice Zone, but just hold down your afterburner, get to a nice speed, usually around 1,000 kilometers per second. Secondary afterburner has been a really nice thing. But once you get going nice and fast like that, almost there, there we go. Once you get going nice and fast like that, then go into your star map and start looking for missions, navigating around, because once you're going this fast, nobody's going to be able to catch up to you, nobody's going to be able to fight you. So don't just sit there on the pad, don't just kind of be hovering around doing your thing, looking around star map, because you might get griefed. But so far this has been 100% foolproof for me. Just take off, go in a straight line, hit your secondary afterburner, get up to a nice high speed, and nobody's going to be able to bother you. So do that, then you can go in, you can accept your missions, stuff like that. I expect there's going to be more content. I know there's content that they're holding off on for the PTU, so hopefully we'll see more derelicts, stuff like that, more missions coming up. But this is the alpha to get. I can wholeheartedly, if you haven't bought Star Citizen yet, I can wholeheartedly recommend this alpha because there is so much more content now. 2.6 was easy to exhaust, a lot more content. There's just so much more places to explore on the moons, and hopefully they'll be able to keep up with their quarterly update schedule. But there's a lot more things to do now. Players are going to be more spread out. Even though there's a bigger server limit, players will be more spread out. You'll still have to be careful here and there, but there's just so much more to do in this alpha. So one of the most picturesque places that I found in this alpha is Yela, of course, because the asteroid belt just looks so awesome. I mean, that's probably the most picturesque place. So let me just try to think clearly here. Go there real quick, and we'll sign it off. That's like, this is just like mainly my biggest recommendation is just getting away from the main areas. No one was going to be able to molest you. And yep, with planetary landings, or in this case moon landings, a lot more things to do, a lot more content, everything's bigger, everything's more spread out, so it's going to be more of you against the game, and you're still going to run into other players from time to time. But yeah, there you have it. So I'll go to external view here. The game is gorgeous. I mean, it's been very beautiful from here on out. Just looking around stuff. There's so much to explore, and the game has never looked better. I mean, just look at that. That's just, why am I going sideways? Looks like I'm going sideways. I'm not sure why that is. That's weird. Okay, so yeah, another thing where I wonder if those are in orbit. It might be those are in orbit. That's why it looks like it's going sideways even though I'm going straight. I don't know. Maybe Benny's Henge is there. I haven't found Benny's Henge yet in this game. I imagine they're probably holding off on Easter eggs until the live release. But yes, there it is. 3.0 is going live, coming soon, and enjoy. Just don't expect it to be bug-free. It is stable, but a lot of things still need a lot of work. Just if you understand that, if you can accept that, then you will enjoy 3.0 and all it has to offer. So, Merry Christmas. I'm just a tourist of the FragNav console, and I will see you in the verse.